Hello, thank you for checking our best quote. In this episode, we'll be reviewing a quote by Albert Hubbard. He said something in the light of, one machine can do the work of 50 ordinary men, and no machine can do the work of one extraordinary man. Now, in this particular episode, I want to relate this especially to factory, because I think it will make a lot of sense and it will be easy to understand as I try to analyze this particular quote. So in the case of saying one machine can actually do the job of 50 ordinary guys, 50 ordinary men, this is very true, because if you look at it today in terms of technological advancement, of course, we've seen this in the news, we've read it in articles, and we've also maybe heard it in other podcasts about the taking over of our workforce by robots. Robots are coming. But in this case, not even that they are coming, robots are here already. I mean, I saw a documentary one time about Amazon warehouses and how operations is being done over there. And then there's a particular section where I saw just robots walking. I didn't see anyone around that warehouse, in a particular area, not like the whole warehouse, but a particular area. It was just small robots, moving the racks, the different kind of products that is, being processed for shipment, moving them, distributing them to different locations. And they were very, very efficient. You wouldn't see human beings walking around there. Of course, they can still walk around based on a particular lining. But you see markings on the floor, you see laser lighting, you see, and the robots are incredibly efficient. And if you look at factories, look at warehouses, what do you need? You actually need efficiency. Not a lot of manpower. You need efficiency, because efficiency makes it easy for the work to go faster. Efficiency improves the work duration, makes the work go very fast, and you're able to deliver on time. And in terms of logistics, that timing is very, very important. So in that kind of case, now you see that robots, in this case, which can be used as machine, as regards to the quotes, is able to replace not even 50 men, maybe even 100 to 1,000 men. And it does the work within minutes, without complaining, without grumbling, without cutting corners, and without you worrying about labor unions. So this quote is very, very spot on, that one machine can replace, 50 guys working in a factory, working in a warehouse, working in whatever location where jobs that are not that hard to learn are being done. Now, this is not something that can happen for everyone, or this is not something that can happen for every level. And that is why the second part of the quote said that no machine can take the place of one extraordinary man. Because when you apply emotion to what you do, when you apply certain skills to what you do, it will be difficult to replace you with a robot. Now, mind you, places where these robots can be used are places whereby repetitive jobs have been done. And that is why I said I'll focus this on factories and warehouses. Because if you are working right now, take for example, you're listening to this podcast right now and you are working in a factory or warehouse, ask yourself, the kind of job we are doing, or even in an office, the kind of job we are doing, if you get replaced tomorrow, if they bring someone else to replace you tomorrow, will the person get the same result you are getting today? Now, if the answer is yes, there's a lot of problem. That means you are in trouble. You are very, very replaceable. And like they will say in a lot of places, that no one is expendable. If someone else can come in tomorrow and just get a brief or little training and they're able to replicate your results perfectly, then there is problem. Because those are the kind of jobs that can be replaced quickly. And the kind of jobs that can be replaced quickly, the kind of jobs that are repetitive, that can be learned easily, those are the kind of jobs that can go to robots. And that is why in the case of factory, for example, there's a lot of repetitive work going on, like caulking a screw, cutting a particular place, trimming something, cleaning something. Those jobs are, like mundane jobs that are repetitive. You can get a robot to do that, and that is why it is easy to replace people with robots in factories. But places where you have people doing extraordinary job, these are the places where you see, okay, take for example the supervisors, the managers, the directors, the managing directors Those are people that are not doing the ordinary job. Those are people that are not doing repetitive job. Those are people that are working with their brains. They're actually deploying their thinking ability. They're adding emotions, perception, and every other thing that has to do with their own human intelligence to be able to deliver on the job. Those are the kind of people that are very difficult to replace with robots or machines, and those are the kind of places that you want to be. So if you're on the other part of the spectrum, on the other part of the workforce, whereby the job you do, anyone can replace it tomorrow and still get the same result, then you're in trouble. You should look for a way to move over to the other part of the workforce, whereby you are deploying emotion, you are deploying emotional intelligence, you are deploying your perception skills to be able to achieve a result. Because in that kind of case, it will be difficult to replace. Of course, everyone is indispensable. They can change a manager tomorrow, a director tomorrow, but in that case, they might not be able to get the same result they were getting yesterday when that guy was working there. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take some time to be able to meet up to that requirement, to be able to meet up to that skill of that guy. Unless if the person coming in already has a lot of experiences, that is how the person can be able to match up with the person that is leaving that position. Else, it will be difficult. But for someone working in an ordinary factory, doing mundane jobs, that is replaceable, someone that can be brought there today, just told what to do this and do this, and the person will get the same result. Those are the kind of jobs that machines can easily replace. So if you've been hearing this and you're wondering, oh, what is happening, now you know where you stand. Just take a look at what you're doing on a day-to-day and then evaluate it and then answer that question. If what you're doing now, someone can come in here tomorrow without you and still get the same result, that means you're in trouble. You are very, very replaceable. In fact, robots can take over your job, because robots actually, of course, there are a lot of complex calculations and programming that go into robots, but robots are very, very efficient when it comes to repetitive jobs. And that is why companies like Tesla, for example, of course I continue to use Tesla because I like Tesla. So if you go to Tesla factories or the videos that we've seen, like 80 to 85% of the factory floor is filled with robots. What are the robots doing? The robots are doing the tightening, the welding, the dipping, the painting, and doing all sorts of things. The only place you see humans are usually at the tail end, where they have to supervise or where they have to check the cables or check the alignment and every other thing like that. But the main jobs are done by robots, and they are incredibly smart. And they give you a precision job. And that is why you can churn out production. Tesla is exceeding its expectation in terms of production. The production is just moving out vehicles. Vehicles are coming out very, very fast because these are machines and you can work them for 24 hours. No complaint. They don't complain. They don't grumble. They don't talk about going to take a pee, going to eat. They don't talk about salary, wages, overtime. They don't care. These are machines. Just give them the supply that they need and they continue to work. Continue to power them. They continue to work. And that is why they are incredibly important and very, very good for companies. And a lot of companies are actually moving over to technology right now. They're moving over to robots, especially if the company have the kind of job whereby repetitive tasks have been done. They're shifting over to technology right now. They're shifting over to getting robots. And if you're in those spaces, better start learning something new. Better start looking for other ways to improve yourself, to make yourself be in a position whereby your job cannot just be replaced easily. Because in that way, you get to get some leverage, of course. Of course, you continue to look for a way to make your own life better. So that's what I got on this, guys. What do you think about this quote? How will you explain this? How do you understand it? Let me know in the comment section. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up and of course subscribe to the channel. And if you're on podcast, follow. And thank you, guys. Thank you.